Welcome back to another LeetCode Path to Pro video. Today it is Monday, June 19th. And the problem of the day today is uneasy, so I was like, I'll give it a shot. And it was like a super, has a very high acceptance rate too. So it's like there's no tricky, no tricky stuff in the actual, beyond the examples they give. So yeah, 1732, find the highest altitude. So there's a biker going on a road trip. Nice. The road trip consists of n plus 1 points at different altitudes. The biker starts his trip on point 0 with altitude equals 0. You're given an integer array gain of length n, where gain of I is the net gain in altitude between points I and I plus 1 for all O or 0 to I to less than n. Return the highest altitude of a point. Okay, so we're starting, altitude is starting at 0, and then here the gain, so we basically start at 0, then we add -5, so altitude is now -5, add 1, altitude is now -4, add 5, altitude is now 1, add 0, altitude is still 1, add -7, altitude is now -6. Similar thing here. So it's pretty straightforward. I think we could do this with 2 pointers where we have our altitude set to 0. And let's just do like the base case. So for if gain if length of gain equals 0, we can just return 0, right? Because if there's no change in altitude, we can just return 0. Let's see what actually do we need to do that. So it's going to be 1. It's going to be at least 1. So we don't actually need to do that, but I think it's good practice. Best practice, I think it's called. So we'll set our altitude. Make sure I spell that right. Altitude equal to 0. We should call it alt. Kind of long. This is another best practice thing, I think. Altitude equals 0. Yeah, and then we use 2 pointers where we say we'll have a left pointer and a right pointer, and we'll set them both equal to 0. Okay. Oh, and you have to return the index. So we're not just returning the highest altitude value. That's fine. Makes it a little, like, I think we just have to edit our return statement a little bit. So we'll say for I in range length of gain, what are we going to do each time? So this is altitude equals 0. Our gain list is -5, 1. Let's make this a little smaller. So a starts at 0. This is our gain list. Gain equals -5, 1, 5. So what do we want to do? Do we need 2 pointers? I don't know. We'll see. We're going to do altitude plus equals. I don't think we need all these. I think we should have 1 pointer. I don't even know if we need these pointers. We'll hash them out right now. So I think we could just do it like this. Altitude plus equals plus equals gain of I, right? So if we're at here, let me say altitude is equal to 0 plus -5, so now it's -5. This is done, and then we just, well, and then we'll have a result. So that's 0 as well. And then result equals max of altitude or result, right? And then we just return what do we return? Maybe that's the tricky part. Let's do this again. So then I goes here, add plus equals 1. So we have -4. Result is still 0. So it's 0. So do we have to set return result gain? Result equals the max of that. But then, result equals 0 still. Then I is here, we got 5, add it to altitude. So now altitude is 1. Result equals max, so result now equals 1. And what do we want to return here? Oh, we are just returning the result. I don't think we're returning the index. Output 0, expected 1. Why? It works for phase 2 because it's 0. Why does that not work? Type that in. Just because we have to do it every time. Nice. That was really easy. But I'm still happy that I was able to solve it. Yeah, so basically what we're doing here, yeah, it is basically, I don't know, it's not a two-pointer solution, not really. I'm just iterating through the list once. Let's see if there's any, like, can you do it this? Right? No. So yeah, basically what I'm doing is I have an altitude set equal to 0, and result, because that's our starting altitude, result set to 0 for ion range. We're just iterate ion range length of gain, so that means we're just going through the gain list. We're going to add whatever the ith value is to altitude, and then we're going to set the result to the max of altitude and result, and then we're going to return a result. So result's always going to be the greatest number we get, and that's what we're supposed to return. So yeah, super easy. I think this is just O of n time, and then let's because we're just going through the list once. How much space do variables take up? memory. Memory complexity. So, let's see. Space complexity of O of 1. So, I think it's just O of 1 space. So it's a pretty quick solution. Let's see if it's faster. Simulate. Gene gain. Basically what I did. One liner. Turn max. Yeah, that's exactly what I did. So, okay, cool. Pretty psyched. Yeah, that's the solution. Thanks for watching, guys. Today, super easy problem. So